Okay, welcome. I'm Shanti. This is Rose from Brahmakumaris in Glasgow. Welcome to Soul, and we're now going to look at the power to face. When we do Raj Yoga, we see that there's 8 powers to practice. Some of us will practice these. And time to time we take a particular power and have a really good look at it. So everyone wants to be powerful. But power isn't what we think in a physical way. We think it's like a big power, like electricity, like a big force. It isn't just a big force that comes. We're looking at soul power. Soul power develops from the soul, power in the soul. And power in the soul comes from understanding many things, but also from understanding myself. So, if I look at my thoughts and my feelings and my words, my actions, I will begin to acknowledge that I have worries and negative thoughts, fears, and I might even observe the way that I blame different situations and other people for my bad feelings and my misfortunes. And first of all, I would question myself and say, why do I think that? Why do I have these worries and negative thoughts, etc.? Why do I blame all of these feelings that come through me on other things? And I would say the reason is, and this is good, this is a good start, it's because inside myself I am good. Each and every one of us have such goodness inside. And slowly we've lost sight of that inside goodness that belongs to me, real goodness. We might have physical goodness that we think is good, but the energy of goodness, that understanding the self as a beautiful soul, that slowly disappeared from the surface of my thinking. And because of that, but somehow inside, because it's the truth, I know it's there somehow deep inside. So when something comes that's going to be my fault, I can't take it that it's my fault, so I have to look for something to blame. And I blame it on something that's round about me. And then I say it was because of this or because of that. So if I start with this power to face and look at myself, and what I want to do is I want to truly look at myself to see what kind of energy patterns I have that are causing me worries and fearfulness, negative thoughts, bad feelings, and feeling that I have a lot of misfortune and what I think's causing all these things. If I look at all this so as to know what kind of energies in me keep disrupting and causing me fear and worry, because everything will be fine when everything's going fine, but the minute something changes that I don't like, or the minute something new that I'm not sure of comes on the scene, I may find my apprehensions come back. And when that happens, I start to worry and think, what could it be? It must be this, it can't be that, it must be this, I wonder what. Let me see, and I would spend a huge part of my time looking at energy patterns that are causing me concern. I wouldn't be looking at me the real me. I wouldn't even be spending so much time in meditation, or if I did, I'd be looking in the wrong way, still in body consciousness maybe. So to clearly see myself, I need support. But first I have to have looked at the energy patterns that I want to check. So I have to use the power to face, sit down, determined to do this. And have a look at these fears and worries and the blaming of others and situations and things that create me a lot of despair and bad feelings and feelings of misfortune concerning situations and others. I have to be honest with myself. And if I clearly see myself, I will also see that I need support if I'm going to go further with this. I am a soul, and I'm a naturally peaceful being. I want to be tranquil and peaceful. And so I can then remember that there is another soul, the divine energy, and I could invite that energy just to support me on this journey of facing those thoughts that make me unhappy. And I could venture into seeing myself more honestly. So that would be how I would start. And then, because I've looked at the energies that cause me concern, I can move on. Because from there, I want to finish those energies. I want the power to pack up. I want to finish worry and fears and remove the defences that I've built, the feelings that make me feel that others are my enemies. So how can I ever have good wishes for anybody? How could I ever have good wishes for myself? How can I ever feel I'm getting stronger and clearer and more peaceful if I still feel I have so many enemies? And are they truly my enemies? If I feel I don't want to live like this, I need to be free. This is like a relief for the soul, to dissolve the blame and to find happiness again, positive qualities. Now, this is a work in progress. It's like a spring cleaning and returning to the real me. And then I feel I'm actually less afraid because I've faced something, and now, to the best of my ability, I'm doing my best to pack up these energies. I can feel also that sense of humour can start to come. When I see, oh, a silly wee Billy, you've really got carried away there. And I can choose calm thoughts. I can relax and have an authentic wish to bring benefit to everybody. Everybody I've had these feelings against, or not been able to have good wishes for. Because it's one thing to say good wishes, good wishes, good wishes, oh, I send good wishes, but what are the good wishes? And from my experience, I would see this. If I have really good wishes, I will see some good qualities in a soul. Everyone has good qualities, something. Even someone who I'd think was my bitter enemy, I've seen me sitting and saying, what can I do here? And then I would say, well, they are actually very clever, and they're actually very strong. And then it starts to go on, and I say, actually, they're quite kind. And actually, you know, they're good at this, and actually they're quite good at something else. And actually they keep going. And, you know, before you know it, you've got a whole load of virtues for the one that was really, you felt was giving you a hard time, but you were giving yourself a hard time. And unfortunately, you were using that one to blame for giving you a hard time, which is not very auspicious. So when I relax and have authentic wishes to bring benefit to all, I can go beyond selfish motives, such as pleasing myself, what about me, what about me? When I start to think like this, I can become unique in today's world. Very few people are able to have the courage to start to do these things and really feel feelings of well-being and love emerge from their thoughts. And we have a saying in Raj Yoga is, you know, if someone is really harsh with me, garland them with virtues or shower them with flowers. So to garland someone with virtues is to do your best to see their good points, even if they're hard to find, that they're there. Even just to say, well, they're very determined and they're very, very powerful. At least you've started. And from then I'm sure you'll find that you'll see something they do that is special and you'll keep going. And there's a law of energy. That if I can manage to see some positive traits in everyone, no matter what they're like, the rule of energy is that effect on them. It does affect them. You might not see it because we're looking through the eyes of the soul. We're not seeing a physical enactment here. But that energy will touch the soul. And if that one was playing a role of being a bit of an awkward person for many others, it wouldn't just be for the self. Well, very few people would have these good wishes for them. And they would feel the force of those good wishes. And the rule of energy is that if I do something to someone, I will feel the result of that back. So if I kick someone or pull someone down, I will feel the result of it, which is why I can feel bad for having bad wishes. When I have bad wishes, I will feel so bad myself, and I don't know why, because it's other people I'm having bad wishes for, so why am I feeling so bad? But I will feel terrible, because the result of my bad wishes will come to me. So there you go. Now, the opposite, if I start to have really good wishes for those that are really awkward for me, or for everybody, not just the awkward people, well, the results of these good wishes will come back to me. And I'll start to feel quite light-hearted, as if someone's given me good wishes, but my own good wishes will come back to me. So it's a very good exchange, and it's an offering of generous vision, and it creates a good soul connection. And the law of energy says that this soul connection of goodness, not the ones that are your enemy, you'll have turned your enemies into friends, against their conscious wish. And that will go on for a long, long time. In Raj Yoga we believe in birth after birth after birth, but you don't have to believe that. But it will go on for birth after birth after birth. So this creates a good soul connection. And it's like an energy fingerprint. It's like your thoughts have touched their soul. So these thoughts that have touched their soul comes back to touch your soul. So you become very similar. There's certain areas, you won't be completely the same as each other, but there'll be areas in which you're very similar. So to remember that we are all souls, and we come from the soul world, and all souls are brothers. Okay, so I think that there's some questions coming for me.
Could you say something about laziness? I find when I check myself, it's kind of a form of laziness when I blame others. If I don't have a good feeling inside, I look outside for a reason.
What is the laziness connected with? You want to see what was the laziness?
When I have a bad feeling inside me, I instantly look outside to find a reason to blame it on the weather or the government or the person next to me.
It's become a really huge habit to look outside for everything, because we've become body conscious and we look for everything. We say, oh, it was such a rotten day, or oh, because that didn't happen, or oh. And it takes a little bit of not being lazy, a bit of making a decision. That's another power of the soul, to sit quietly and think about it. What was the reason for that? Did that person really hurt me? Or am I blaming them for no reason at all? And when I think like that, I can feel ashamed of myself, I have to say, that I've been blaming a soul for years for something that they haven't actually done. And then the blame of that's come back to me and made me absolutely determined that definitely that soul is causing me a problem. Can you see how that works? Because as I blame them, it comes back. And then that makes it definite that that soul has been causing me a problem, because I feel it more strongly. And then if I feel it more strongly and I keep going down that track, I'm blaming them again, worse, and they'll come back to me again and again. So no wonder we're ending up really sad and traumatized, worried with negative thoughts and fears, and this actually creates absolute terror in the soul. And if any of you listening can realize that, the fear, when fear comes, it is dreadful. It's like you don't know a way out. You could be looking all ways and thinking, oh my goodness, what is this? And we give it all sorts of names under different banners, and it isn't really that. There's nothing wrong with our health. There's nothing wrong with our mental health. It's that we're not thinking in the correct way, and we keep giving out these blames, which are coming back, you could say, to haunt us almost. And it makes things heavier and heavier and heavier. Then we think it's us that's having a problem. And it is us, because it's us that's created it, but it's not as we think, if that makes sense. And I can soon correct that by sitting and being determined. I'm not going down that track, but I do need the support of the Supreme Soul in this. I can't do this by myself. Okay.
So, yeah, that was my next question. Could you say something about that? You said, I can invite the divine to assist me.
Yeah.
So how do I do that? How do I invite the divine?
I'll tell you what I do. I would just sit with the topic that I'm thinking about, this, and have a few minutes meditation, and in my mind I'd say, I'm so concerned about the way I think. I'm concerned because I feel worried, and I'm concerned because I'm blaming others for this and that, and I want to put it right, and that's why I'm going to look at how to destroy these negative energies in myself. So I'm telling you so as you can come with me and oversee it and give me assistance, give me that extra power if that's needed.
That's lovely. So it's a very natural sort of dialogue, really.
Yeah.
Just opening your heart.
Yeah.
You also created a nice picture of a garland of flowers, or showering someone with flowers. So you kind of play with the ideas as well. You can create visuals in your mind to help you remember.
Well, you can, but there's lots of sayings that they have. Indian sayings, if someone becomes forceful with you, shower them with flowers, and that means keep telling them nice things about themselves so that they're ashamed to be shouting at you. So in a very practical way, you'd say, oh gosh, I never thought you would be saying that to me. No, I do apologise, and you're so lovely, and if I hurt your feelings, and you have to be a bit humble. Shower them with flowers. But the other thing is they have a thing on the Path of Devotion where they put garlands around people's necks, and I have had a garland literally put around my neck, they're huge roses, fresh, and the smell of Indian roses is something to be believed. They really do smell of roses, and those cool, on a warm hot day, the coolness of these huge blossoms which they've had in water up until the time they put around your neck, and the smell of that fragrance, and they put them around your neck. That's supposed to be you garlanded with virtues. So I started thinking of what it was like to have that garland round your neck of roses, rose flowers, fresh, fragrant, and thinking that that's quite an easy way. Just garland someone with virtues. So think of them as cool and fresh and fragrant, because in their natural state, everyone is beautiful. Everyone is cool and fresh and fragrant. And it's a nice image, the image of the rose flowers. Okay.
And maybe just finally, you've mentioned as well the importance of when I'm dealing with all of the negativity and stopping the blame, I need a little bit of humour with myself. You said I can laugh at myself and say I'm a wee silly Billy, and also maybe even with others too, because I know sometimes if I've not been at my absolute most virtuous, sometimes you'll say something like, okay, goddess.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good thing to say, to yourself even, but even to others. If they're really annoying you in a light way, that could bring it, because it gives them a wee shock if you say something really beautiful to them and they're calling you all the names of the day. So, and also to yourself, if you're thinking a lot of rubbish and then you stop and you say to yourself, okay, oh soul conscious sister, you're doing wonderfully well here. If you really want that vision, do you really want to keep thinking that? So, and give yourself, and have a laugh. I have to say, I can laugh quite a lot during the day. I've been known to. Marlon's nodding her head, she knows, she hears me laughing. And it's usually when I've seen myself, could have done better kind of thing. And I pull myself up and I have a wee laugh and I think, whew, gosh, that was a near thing. Okay, thank you. And now we're going to have a couple of minutes. This is how to go into meditation, to look at these things. So sit in stillness. Concentrate your mind on being the soul. And then, if you're a soul, it's easier to think that there is a support, a divine soul. So I think of that divine one. And I would say to that divine one, this is what I'm going to do. And I know I don't ask for the support, because that soul would always remind me that they're always there to give support. But I would say, I'm looking forward to your support, and I know you'll be supporting me. And I really do want to sort this out, because I don't want to keep creating bad energy patterns or karmas anymore. I want to start really bringing useful energies into the self. over and over, to use throughout the day, and to feel, because souls don't deserve, everyone's been on a journey, the last thing they need is me to be judging their journey, and the last thing they need is me to be negative about them or around them. So because I'm sincere, I know that I will definitely get the help of that highest soul. And so I see myself as peaceful, and I see whoever or whatever, or the whole world, give out good vibrations. Because there'll be souls that I don't even know that I have wounded with my thoughts. So with a feeling of humility and love and closeness and sincerity, I send out peaceful vibrations into the world. Feelings of peace and love, trust, harmony and belonging, because we all belong together. Through this meditation, we can feel lighter and lighter. Lightness gives us resilience and strength, power, whereas the opposite takes all that away. I feel supported, empowered, and loved. And happiness grows. Om Shanti.